we go. Today we got our heater.
It says shipped, let's see, from Tony Bland, Feroxon Inc., DBA Heatso.
This thing took a few weeks to get conjured up with everybody.
Let's
So
see
we're
what
hoping
we
it-
got.
Hoping it's all good.
This looks like the 90mm hose.
That's cool. See what's in the box.
This is the controller.
Oh, that looks pretty. And then if they moved, then I could see in the box.
There's the fuel pump holder.
Fuel pump bracket.
This it looks like the wiring harness. Let's see.
So this is the basic heater box. Okay.
And then this should be the heater.
You should flip the box on its side.
Yeah, let's get the heater box out. Walk it out.
I'd help you if I was nice, but
Yeah.
I'm not.
Let's get that. A big box.
Eberspacher, however you say that.
Eberspacher.
Yeah, you can buy these Chinese heaters online for like $150, $200 top. All kits and everything. But we did not go that route because we were looking at all the Facebook groups that work with these things.
There's the fuel pump.
There's the fuel pump, not fully in its bracket. And
This looks
we don't
like
want to
the-
work on it, we want to like use it. So we kind of bought a better grade of.
Is that some paperwork in here?
Pull that box, that cardboard out of there, see what's on there. Got it in the middle, come on better. Okay, put it back. Put it back.
Let's make it, put it back. I'm making sure there's nothing else in there. We got some paperwork and a disc, it looks like.
Oh boy. So, this is our next quest. Just get this installed in our boat. I don't see a cover for this. This isn't good. I don't see a cover there. So we didn't need that hood, we said.
Yeah, that's what we said.
And the kid had showed us a 75mm hood, so we assumed this came with a 90mm hood.
So we need a
Nobody had enough sense to say,
we need some
you
kind of
need
hood.
some kind of hood. So here we are. Now we're going to the hood business.
Yeah, so now we gotta order a hood.
So this is the heater. This is the controller. Here's the heater we got. It's supposed to be a 4kW.
Fuel pump, and the fuel
Look at all
pump
it says
holder,
here.
and the wiring. Everything we got right here.
See if I can read that or not. This is the model we bought. Lord willing, everything's going to be good. There's no nose cone on it. That's not good. I don't know if there's soot in the box or not. Go get the little flashlight. We'll see if this thing's been test run. Some people said that their heaters were test ran. And if it has, there's no soot in the barrel. So I'm going to say that it's not been test run. Unless you just spark it up for just a little second or two. And that's a pretty clean barrel. Now I'm going to say it's never been fired. So,
We still gotta, we'll have to order a nose cone.
now we got to get a nose cone for it.
And
That's what we're talking about. on
fuel
this one.
tank.
Yeah, we know we got to get all that stuff. We couldn't figure out what to get, like we didn't know
Fuel
exactly what
line.
size these are. I believe it's 24mm or 22mm, I think. So we've got a lot of stuff coming. Anyhow, that's it. That's what we got from Heatso online. And Heatso wants to kind of really push their kits. We're installing in a boat, so not a van, but they're really kind of keyed around van builds for people, where they put these heaters in their vans and whatnot. They have a marine kit, but we couldn't really tell too much about what was in it versus what we needed. So we did not opt for that. It looked like everything was the same. The exhaust pipes and stuff are still stainless. They had a stainless bracket, but it wouldn't work for our purposes because the bracket's basically an L shape and it's only this tall. We need to have this thing come up this high. So we're going to start from here and go down and cradle this thing on the side of behind the seat in our boat. So anyway, the bracket was useless. The fuel pump, we wanted to make sure that we got a good grade of fuel pump too, not a China version. Not that it's any less quality, we don't know. There's just too many.
We're just trying to stay
stories.
drama free.
Yeah, we're just trying to stay to where we're using our heater instead of working on our heater. So all the rest of the parts we're just gonna have to fit as we go, and we won't know where everything's gonna go until we figure out where this thing's gonna fit.
See the controller.
So the controller looks big and beautiful on the box.
Well, they got a seal there to show that you've opened it.
So it's never been opened too.
Yeah, it shows it's never been. Where's your little razor blade? Okay, let's see what we got. That baby is little.
Yeah, I told you. I saw videos of it. And it's kind of fingertip little.
Yeah, wow. Yeah, this is in my small hand.
Yeah. Just a little bitty bugger. 2 connectors. One of them probably goes to the heater. The other
And
probably goes to the an external
There's some other
sensor.
pieces.
Uh-oh, more stuff. That's connector pins. These are fun to put on.
And paperwork, and that's it.
Okay. So that's the whole 9 yards.
That's
Fuel
it.
pump we got is a Eberspacher.
Eberspacher.
We can't pronounce this stuff. Can't get it out of the cardboard one hand.
Put this all back in here for now.
Take that off of there for me. Pull the cardboard.
Sit it down.
Like 2 monkeys in a football.
There we go.
Okay, here we go. Benzene, diesel, fame, ethanol. I guess this pump whatever.
I guess.
224552 space 03 12 volt. In this end of it there is a internal fuel filter that we did not know about until late in the game,
We need to get some.
which we supposedly got an extra one, didn't we?
No,
Oh, we did.
no.
Anyhow, I don't see the extra connectors for this wiring harness either. They charge us extra for the connectors that goes on the ends of
Yeah,
this.
they called it blocking something.
Yeah, I think they just got our money. No, there are some bare wires in here. Some of these wires are not user serviceable. There's a couple of pins. So there's got to be a connector goes on now. I don't see any separate connectors for the pins unless this is it here. That might be a fuse. Anyhow, we'll get it sorted out.
We'll figure it out.
Hopefully we'll have this bad boy in a week or so. It's getting cold here in Tennessee.
Yes.
No nose cone, that's not cool. Okay, see you bye.
Inside. There's inside our boat. Pico's come in real handy.
That's it. Okay, and then we mounted our plate. We've got the exhaust in the intake. This would be the exhaust side, this would be the intake side. We got it upside down right now, exhaust intake. 3.5 Newton meters, the book says. 6.1 Newton meters for the 6 plus 1 for the Newton meters. 10.6 inch-pounds on this base clamp here to the fuel line coming out of the heater. This one called for a different torque, which I do not remember. It might have been 10.6, but at any rate, I quit. You can plainly see here that it's definitely more. I'm afraid I'm going to crush the clear tape. So yeah, so that this doesn't, I got a metal pipe in it, so that's why it would torque down more. Anyway, this mounting the heater to the brackets calls for 44 inch-pounds. So to recap that, 44 inch-pounds from the heater to the bracket, 10.6 inch-pounds for the fuel line to the fuel line coming out of the heater, 33.5 newton meters for the intake side, 6.1 newton meters for that, 6 plus 1 for the newton meters for the outside. And that should do it for this little part. We're going to build this video in little sections so everybody can see. And I hope you could see all that while I was actually doing this, because I have no idea where my GoPro's looking. Okay, here we are. We're on our boat. We just installed a diesel heater. We got 3 gallons of fuel in the tank. We got everything done. I hope this comes out okay. Can you want to look at my display, make sure it's working right behind me? Can you see all that, the heater and everything?
Yep.
Really well, like the heater's in the middle, right?
Yeah.
Okay. We're lined up. We just installed this heater in the boat. We just got all the ducts, we got all the heat, we got the fuel lines, we got the drip condensation line, we got air ducts, we got everything. We got a diesel tank fuel cell. It's a pretty cool installation. We're fixing to fire it up for the first time. And the directions are not all that grand.
No, I don't say much.
So, let me close this door. We'll get rid of some of this noise. Well, I want to hear that pump running. So,
okay.
Let's see what happens. This is a, what brand?
Eberspacher
or Uba.
Eberspacher.
Eberspacher, maybe. We think we're pronouncing it correctly. It's supposed to be a pretty good heater. It's a German-made heater. Hopefully it's the American version that they sell here, because there's a controversy on that, we understand. And
so hit the start button.
That's what it says to do, right? Read the directions.
It doesn't say in that. This says long press 2 seconds for on.
Okay, peel the label, the sticky stuff off. That'd be the first one to unstick it.
Long press for 2 seconds.
Peel the other sticky stuff off.
Okay.
Was that 2 seconds? Did it turn on?
Yeah, it turned on. It says
now pull the other sticky stuff off.
I'm working on it.
There we go.
It
now we're
says
de-sticky.
English.
Okay.
So now we hit the inner thing, maybe? Hit this, maybe?
And that's your only button.
Okay, 12 or 24 hour.
That's your select button.
We want 12 hour.
Yeah.
And what time is it? Let me look at my clock.
We have to tell it what time it is.
6:19. So
that means this thing's going to draw power all the time. Which that makes sense, because you can have a timer on this where it'll keep your boat cranked up and hunky warm and come on and off when you want it to, and all kinds of neat stuff that we don't need.
This is Thursday.
My understanding is like if you had it set to come on at 5 o'clock and off at 6 o'clock every day, you can forget, and after a week it'll reprogram itself down to 0.
Control unit or air heater. Control unit or air heater.
I have no idea.
For control sensor. I think it's built into the control unit, isn't it?
Wait a minute. That means, yeah, pick the control unit.
Okay.
That means the sensor that's in this thing there, as opposed to the sensor that's in the actual heater.
Indicator sensor says none or control unit. We don't.
Control unit.
Control unit. Okay. Temp offset. I don't think we want a temp offset.
I don't know what a temp offset means, so.
It's set for 0 Fahrenheit.
Okay, so maybe we want it to go to, what's the temperature out?
Right now?
We're set it to 90.
Set to 90?
Yeah, we'll set it to 90.
Oh, wait a minute. It goes, no, it only goes from 0 to up to 10, or it goes -10 to +10.
Don't know what
Let's
to
leave
do.
it at 0.
Nothing in the instructions on that.
No.
Okay.
Just leave at 0.
So tonight you're going to be on YouTube learning how to work your thermostat.
Start, depart, start time. This is setting timers. We don't want a time.
There you go.
So just go
Pass
maintenance
that.
interval off.
Right.
Okay. And now we have Eberspacher, and it is off, and it says it's 81 degrees.
Okay, so set it to 90.
So,
I'm assuming this is going to work like a house thermostat. I don't know.
How do we set? Okay, so 30 minutes.
That'll work. Might want to set it for an
Fan
hour.
off.
That's the first time it's going to have to get the fuel primed into the lines and everything. I'm going to go back here and see if the fuel pump's pumping. I don't hear any noise, so you haven't activated it yet.
Okay, I just now set it for 30 minutes.
Okay. And it says it's 79. 30 minutes. We got a fan blinking on the icon blinking on the console.
Let's see, it says the control unit. Let's see.
The fan is on. I'm gonna take this little guy off for right now.
Okay, it says heater now, and has a fan in the right hand corner. It says heater in the top left. I hear it.
It's twirling up, man, like a turbine. It's actually kind of back blowing a little bit. Or maybe that's the suction side.
It might be just starting.
Yeah, it said it's, what did you say, it's going to run for 60 seconds or something?
It says
We got air coming out.
60 seconds, fuel delivery starts and the fuel air mixture in the combustion chamber ignites. After the flame sensors detected the flame, the glow plug is switched off after approximately 90 seconds.
Keep your eye on the display over there.
It says heater and fan. It's down to 29 minutes.
Okay, so it's heating the glow plug up, right?
There's air coming out.
And hot air, though. That's what we're looking for, is hot air. My understanding is this thing's supposed to be pretty loud when it's going.
It doesn't sound too bad.
No, why don't we put the seat back on there? Let me go see what it's doing outside. I'm gonna walk outside for a minute. This is our exhaust pipe. We got air coming out. Cool air, no hot air. Almost killed me to drill that hole in the boat.
It turned off. I had to turn the temperature up to 100 to turn it back on.
Okay.
Now I think it might be heating.
Still got cool air coming out over here. What?
Sounds like it's winding down.
Well, if it turned off, it probably would do that. I would say it's got to get going somehow. I don't hear no fuel pump thumping. No, I never have heard.
Either. It's still blowing. It's not hot yet.
There's nothing going on here.
Still shows it's on.
The blower I can hear, it's getting slower and slower. So it's not on. You've shut it off somehow or another.
It still says 30 minutes, and it's got squiggly lines blinking here. If I go to here, it says off.
Right. What if you push the button on when it's off?
That says off, 100 degrees, 30 minutes.
On.
On.
30 minutes. So is the 100 the most you can set it?
Yeah, that was the most it would go.
Okay, we got Ziffo going on this heater. And I haven't heard the fuel pump click the first time.
I haven't either. It's off.
A woman at the controls, that's what's wrong.
On. Maybe it's
You've shut it down somehow or another. Pay attention what you do, because this thing's got a 1 minute cycle. It does 1 minute. You gotta, listen to me. It does something for 1 minute, according to, and then it does something for another minute. So you got, every time you turn it off, accidentally or on purpose, you have to wait for it to cycle again. And it's obviously spooled up and it's obviously spooled back down. We heard it do that. So you went to the off somehow.
Now it says heater, 30 minutes. And
Nope.
got those squiggly lines up there again. It's heater, 30 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Heater, 30 minutes, squiggly line, she says.
Yeah, see 3 squiggly arrows up.
Mm-hmm. Just let her be.
I hear it clicking.
The fan's barely gone.
I think.
You think you hear the pump clicking? You peel this stuff off. This will be able to see if it's pulling any fuel through it. And we got red lines.
I
Kinda.
hear it ticking.
You do, really?
Yeah.
Yep. It's going doot 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 doot. Well, if this is the big noise everybody complains about,
It'd be like me in the bedroom TV. I can hear it and you can't.
is it loud? Because I can barely hear this thing.
I have to get really in here to hear it. I could hear it at first. But I can't hear it really right now.
I can hear it more in the fuel tank than anything.
But I hear it now.
Yeah, I think it's just not gotten any fuel yet.
Yes, you're getting the fuel to it.
Yeah, it's probably going to take a while. They said you'd probably have to cycle it 2 or 3 or 4 times to get it to go.
Let's see what it says now. Still says 28 minutes.
We just got to wait on it. We
Yeah.
can't do nothing. The glow plugs are heating up. That's what it does the first minute. It heats up the glow plugs.
Right.
I think it does a check of itself electronically to see if it's got all its ducks in a row, and then I think it lights the glow plug. And then when the glow plug is warming up, I think that's when it fires. If it's pumping fuel, it's trying to fire.
Yeah. Yeah, I hear it clicking. Sounds like a watch ticket or something.
See, I can't see that it's got any fuel in here because we've got all these lines all
Covered up. Huh?
covered up. Yeah. And we did a good job of doing it too. I mean, we covered them all up. See if we can peel some back here a little bit. Give me the light
Where's it at?
glove box. Yeah, no red line,
Not yet.
no fuel.
Let's see what this says now. Still says it's going.
Ain't gonna do nothing until this turns red. We've got number 2 diesel in it right now, so we get a red color. I think normal diesel's green, I'm not sure. We have a store where we heat it with diesel fuel. And we have a motorhome that's been sitting since COVID, so we pumped a lot of the fuel out of it. Probably a good 75 gallons or better. And mixed it in with our 10 gallons of red dye fluid. And it's still coming out red. I guess it's always going to be, as long as there's any red at all. Well, at 2 milliliters a pump, a stroke is probably going to be a minute. I don't understand why they don't put a squeeze ball on it or something. I guess you couldn't do that because you could over squeeze it. Where'd that light go?
H1 fuel supply or pump?
Correct, because it hasn't gotten fuel yet. Okay, we're getting... No, this ain't really red.
It turned off. I got to turn it back on again.
Correct.
Okay.
Just looking for fuel and ain't got none, so it's
That's
giving you a
off
color.
again. And it's got a wrench next to the 30 minutes.
That's because it says you got a problem.
Yeah.
Pump is not working.
Here's your light. Let me see what it says in here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 44, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 53, 54, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70, 71, 72, 73, 74, 75, 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84, 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, 96, 97, 98, 99, 100, 101, 102, 103, 104, 105, 106, 107, 108, 109, 110, 111, 112, 113, 114, 115, 116, 117, 118, 119, 1
Such a nice job.
It says on again.
Looks like it's let the fuel go back down. I mean, it's red, but it's not very red.
Turned it on again. It still has the wrench.
Did you put the fuel pump upside down?
No. Did you?
No, I don't think so.
No, it looks correct.
Plug's on the bottom.
According to the picture, yeah.
I mean, you'd think it'd be redder. It's kind of a pink color. So what's it say on the display?
I started it again.
Did it save a wrench again or something?
Yeah, it says it has a
You want to
wrench.
make sure you do a complete.
Has a wrench above the 30 minutes.
Right, but you might want to do a complete off. If
Okay.
it will, we might have to unpower it and bring it back.
Want to turn it off?
I don't know. If you've started something, we don't want to stop in the middle of it, right?
Right. So
Your light just went off. That thing was lit up.
yeah, it goes off.
Cool, it's got a lit display. That's awesome. Not going to be much help in the shiny daylight from what I can tell. We had to put a cardboard box on the window to be able to see it. I got nothing here and I'm not going to get nothing as long as that fuel pump ain't clicking.
Right. And I do not hear it. I think I could hear it.
I hear the blower blowing.
Yeah, I hear the blower.
So you got no icons. Yeah, you got a twiggly thing.
Yeah, just a square.
And a wrench.
And a wrench, and it's 77 degrees.
So does it say what to do if it doesn't?
H1 fuel supply or pump.
Right, it's an error. Does it
Right.
say what to do when you get that error?
Let's see if we can find something on that. Okay, fault.
Do we pull the fuse? Do we do something on the control?
35. Let's see what it says there, maybe.
Troubleshooting.
If the heater does not start after being switched on, switch the heater off and on again. Let's see.
Okay, so as it's off now, right?
Let's see.
Where's this
No,
line at?
let me hold it to turn it off, maybe.
Mm-hmm. Right. What number were you looking at here?
Right here.
If any fault occurs, check the following. If the heater does not start, being switch on, switch the heater off and on again. If the heater still does not start, check whether fuel's in the tank, fuses are okay, electrical cables, connections, hot air combustion chamber. Troubleshooting all these items, the heater is still faulty, another malfunction occurs in your heater, please contact the factory installed.
That doesn't do it.
Your contract workshop. Ooh. Hey, my heater's not working.
I know.
Well, you're the one that installed it. It says you're the
No, you are.
Yeah, but you're getting blamed for it.
And it don't do nothing now.
It's
Well, there it just went to off.
If subsequently, I can't say that word, installed the workshop garage which installed the heater. Note, please note that guarantee claims can expire if the heater is modified by a third party or non-original parts are inserted.
Okay, it is off.
So it just pretty much says if it doesn't start, and you can't default defeat it because it doesn't start after on. If it does not start after being switched on, switch the heater off and on again. If the heater still does not start, check whether there's fuel in the tank, the fuses are okay, the electrical cables, connections, terminals are okay, the hot air, combustion air, or exhaust systems are blocked. So we know none of the above, so now this is where it says you're supposed to contact your installer.
Okay, so I'm gonna wait till it's off. It's still flashing. Is the fan still going, I guess?
I don't know, I got guys next door making noise, and
Let's go back to...
yeah, the fan is not on. We got nothing. There's nowhere to go back to except for the starting instructions. So go back to the starting
that's where I'm
instructions.
at.
And it says to number 1.
I was reading here. Let's see. The heater does not start up when this is...
She's reading directions. This is not going to be good.
it again. It should be off now. Okay, there's 100 degrees, 30 minutes, on. I just heard it click.
No fuel pump yet.
No, it takes 60 seconds or something.
This line is like just lightly pink. No, we haven't got fuel to the system yet. That's what's wrong. We might have to do that 10 times to get that fuel.
You might have to.
Oh, Lord. We got nothing pink up here.
I hear it clicking. Fuel pump started.
Okay, so now we know that takes 60 seconds.
Yep. It's clicking slower.
My battery on my headlight's going dead. Hey, I got a bubble going by. I can see a bubble. Hope it's in the video, Frank. Come and look at my video, see if it's you can see that white line on the video.
Yeah.
Cool. Hey, I think I hear it burning.
I think I do too.
I think it's running. Oh,
I feel warm air.
it's torquing up, dude.
I feel warm. It's warm.
Oh yeah, it's a going. And it's noisy. I open this window. Take that flag out. Move the box out. That's how much noise it makes.
It's not bad.
It's hot, man. Baby's working. We got some power, man. This bad boy's working. The first time, we just had to wait on the fuel to get pumped. Then we cycled it about 4 times. Man, it's loud. One thing I don't hear is the fuel pump. Here's the sound from the air intake. Well, it's noisy out here.
It's not bad in here. Close that door. I don't have the windows totally closed. But
Cool, go outside. It's sucking in the air sucker for the burner. It's noisy. A lot of bubbles. Here's some more bubbles coming through. Hope we can see that in the video. You can still see bubbles coming through the fuel line.
there it is.
Yeah, see it right there? Until all these bubbles get out.
And you can smell it too.
Yeah, well, you should smell it because
Yeah, they
it's
said it'd be
the first time it's been hot too.
Yeah.
We gotta run it a long time.
Yeah, that's hot air coming out of here now. Show this
Go
air.
get the thermal thing. That's just
You want to see how hot it is?
sure. I'm sure the viewers would like to see. Definitely still got air bubbles. Don't know how long that's gonna be. I'm surprised it works. About every 5 inches, it looks like there went one. I saw like 3 bubbles go by in a sequence. Here comes another one. The way that people talk on YouTube, if these things get an air bubble, here comes a big one. Then it really messes the heater up. This one doesn't seem to have a problem with it. It's running full tilt. And it's getting obvious air bubbles. It's not shutting down or anything silly. I almost went and got a... Whoa, baby, this is hot.
Is it?
This is really hot. Now see, I don't like that. That's hot against that fuel tank vent line. We're gonna kill ourselves. Yeah, I don't like that.
That's smoke.
That's right against it.
There's smoke coming from it.
That's the thing burning out. I need to get something in between here. This boat's got a fuel line right here. It's not a fuel, it's a fuel vent line. And I'll tell you, I'm not comfortable having that there. It's right on top of the gas. That's the line that comes out of the top of the gas tank that vents the gas. And I mean to tell you, this puppy's hot. This is how all the big boys do it. Yeah, I'm seeing a little bit of smoke up here, which that's normal. It's going to be coming off of our exhaust pipeline. Okay, light me up here and give me that stuff. Alright, so we got heat shield on our heat shield. Everything's protected.
Change that.
Oh, let's see. Give it to Daddy. It's on 160 degrees there. It just cut itself off.
Yeah, just cut off.
What's your thermostat say on the dash?
It says it's 82 degrees.
Well, that baby's hot right there. Right there to the condensation tube. It's 200 and some degrees. And that's behind heat wrap.
Yeah.
Okay, fire it back up again.
Okay.
We're gonna go to heck. We might as well get there. Did you turn it down? The temperature down? How'd you?
I turned it. I'm gonna turn it down to 90.
So my question was, did you turn it down? How did we get where we are now?
No, I just hit the button and it turned off.
You shut it down
Yeah.
without allowing it to cool down.
It does the cool down automatically.
That's a good thing, because some people like you just turn the button off. You can't turn it off. You gotta dial it down. In the future, we'll dial down the thermostat if that situation
Well,
happens.
when I pushed the button, it turned off. It's to sleep. You gotta push the button to see the.
So you push a button and to see it, and that makes it turn off?
That's what it turned it off. Yeah.
No, it did not.
Yeah, it did.
We'll try turning a rotary dial next time,
Okay.
because the button might be the on and off at that point.
Okay, heater. It's starting up again.
Okay. Well, I'm on my last cigarette. If I was you, I'd volunteer to go to the store to get me more cigarettes, because this thing might explode while you're gone. You might get lucky.
Yeah.
That fuel tank vent tube, man, that bugs the heck out of me. I do not like that.
Oh.
It's just a ridiculous place to put a fuel tank vent tube, or a ridiculous place to put a heater. But we had two options here. We could put it underneath our floor in the front, where this thing would be in severely confined areas, getting the bejesus beat out of it, and every time it cycled, and it would also take up the room for our trolling motor batteries.
I turned the dial on, and that did turn the display on.
Yeah, I think it would.
Yeah, and it's starting up again. I hear it.
Okay.
I'll go get you some stuffs.
You gonna go get me cigarettes? Is that what you said?
Yeah. I hear the fuel pump clicking, but that is not nothing to worry about.
Well, maybe me mounting it to a piece of wood.
Maybe, and if we're in here with the door closed, you're not going to hear it at all.
Well,
I'll be back.
okay, be careful. Hopefully you can see that on the camera. That is the temperatures of this bad boy. This thing getting warm and hot and all that fun stuff. You can light some lights up in here. Here to see. Here we go. We got cab lights. It's all the light you get in a Hewescraft. You probably had to pay an option for that. I don't really see this being a big deal. We were really concerned that it was going to be too loud. A lot of road noise out here, so you're not hearing the whole thing, but here's our intake for our burner. That's pretty good noise. Throw that up there just for giggles. 72 degrees going into port. Here's how loud it is outside. $85 degrees is this. You hit the right thing. 302 degrees coming out the port. Ow! Can't touch that. Exhaust pipe is coming in heat wrap at 199, 192 degrees, 198, 200, 214, 212, 325 at the tip out there. You're going in the blower chamber. It's about 77. This upper vent, we've got 190 degree temperature, 198. The far vent on the end of the tube is 158 degrees, 159. We don't have it all quarting out here. I don't know if you'll be able to see this or not. I can find my light. A light, here's the light. Underneath the dash, we've got heat. This is our underheat. This is the furthest port away, 163 degrees. We've got a flapper adjustment up here where we can put it right out either all up or all down. And that's the all up position. Down is up and up is down. That's where she's going around. Hope you can get this on the video. Here's where you can see the ducts make the circle up there and come back. There's where it goes across to the other side. So that's incoming. What's coming there is in, and it moves this way and it goes out. This is the other side. That's where she crosses over. Those puppies are 165 degrees. Oh, same thing here. That tube just goes all the way across. Hopefully you can see this in the video. Need a cameraman. All kinds of heat coming out of here. That's where it comes from the heater. Down, around. Hopefully you can see all this. And I lost my light. Here's my light. The same situation over here. It's ringing out at 185 degrees so far on the duct itself. That's all coming out to the floor there now. Now this is a real heater. There is nothing bad about this heater. Okay, we got it all ported up. And we can't turn those vents off. We can divert them though. We've also got a controller over here where we can manipulate that Y valve to send more air one way than the other. We can cut it down. So that way we anticipated this passenger side being the hottest, so we thought we'd restrict some of the air to the passenger side to send it over to the driver since it's the furthest away. I don't think we're going to have that big of a problem. Passenger side wide open, we're getting 208 degrees. See, we don't got a display right now, so I don't know what it's saying, but it's running, so I'm assuming it's on super hot. We got 174 over there, almost 200 degrees here. 213, 212. So we got about a 25 to 30 degree temperature difference here, which is only right since it's going all the way around. The path of the duct goes out of the heater, comes around there, goes underneath the dash into the bow of the boat, comes across, and then comes back over here. Comes to those deflectors, or we can pick floor or both for windshield. We got that option on both sides. I don't think we're going to be cold in here, folks. And close that up. Definitely cooking us some glass here. You can see the temperature, 157 degrees on the windshield up there. These are tempered windshields too. They get too hot, they could go boom. Open this bad boy up for today. Point these in this way. I just pointed them in so they wouldn't be blowing directly on the windshields. Well, we spent a bunch of money, and we got a bunch of heat for it too. We got on the Hewescraft forums, and the fellows that said they had the 2K heater said it would barely keep you warm, but it's enough to keep the windshield defrosted. And our goal was to be warm. So we signed up for the 4K unit. And boy, we got one. Not real liking this 200 degrees thing here around that fuel line vent tube though. That's just not cool. I think I see some more heat wrap in my future. See that tube up there? The one with the red line in it, that black pipe, that's the fuel tank vent. I think it's pretty neat. We got us a deal. Once again, she's running wide open. We got 296 at the beginning of the exhaust out. 320 something degrees here. 330. 330 degrees. We got us some heat, man. Wrap this back up. Okay, put this tube back on there. You know, it's really not noisy if you do that, but once you put this tube on there, it gets noisy. So there's one of the reasons people get a noisy heater. Got noise. Got a whole lot less noise. I think having that off of there is the way to go. After cranking it up. So let's turn this puppy down. We'll let her cool down. She's dead off.
Still, I hear the fan running, so
Okay.
it's doing its cool down thing, I guess.
That's hopeful.
Yeah, it's still blowing air.
I mean, it's like 330 degrees over there.
Definitely hot air coming out of here.
Yeah, it puts out some heat, man. I opened the door up. It was 150 degrees on the tempered glass there. Ruger is out running in the parking lot. You know all that, huh?
Yeah, I let him know.
By golly gosh, we got a heater, man. We don't blow ourselves up. Okay, here we go. This is our heater installation.
So far.
So far. And this is the second version.
So far.
We installed this. We had heat wrap on that pipe, on the exhaust pipe. And it got hot. I mean, it got hot. Scary hot. Like around 300 degrees hot. This is where we got our wire running. Hopefully you can see this in the camera. This is a gas line gas tank vent line tube right here that runs up to the forward end of the gas tank, and it runs back to the filler neck. And that is all above our heater. So we've rerouted that. That's where it was actually, but what we did is we put it in heat wrap. We also heat wrapped our cables to the forward controller for the heater. I'll give you a shot of how we did that. Right back there we tucked it in pretty tight. It's got all it can have without having a kink in the hose. And it runs up here.
We also wrapped our heater hose too. It's just not in there yet.
Yeah, the main ductiles, we've wrapped 3 feet of it. It's like $75 for 3 feet. So we did the 3 feet. I'm kind of wishing we just kept pouring money into it and did the rest of it. But at any rate, this is what she looks like before we put that big heat tube in there. Because once we put it in there, there ain't gonna be no seeing it. So hopefully that gives folks a little view and shows them how to do it in their boat. Maybe if we've made a mistake, somebody will see this video and say, hey dude, you better not do that before we blow up. Because this vent tank gas line thing, it really bothers me. The fuel line that comes on the Hewescraft is a Shields 5/8 inside diameter hose. It has a fire rating of up to 160 degrees. And that's well below what we were getting from our thermo flare thing that we got, and we'll show that too. We've already showed it partially once, I think, in this video. when I get it all pieced together, we're going to do another thermal image of it, and you can see how that comes out.
Yeah, see if it's better, yeah.
Yeah, it'll definitely have to be a little bit better, but we're containing a whole lot of stuff in this thing. So we'll see how that goes. We heat wrapped the beginning of our fuel line tube. That wasn't necessary for what I've seen. None of the other guys on the Hewescraft boats are doing this. I see heat wrap on the exhaust wrap, but I don't see them doing their tubes. Hewescraft does not install anything more than a 2K heater. We opted for the 4K because everybody said the 2K heater was inadequate. You know, we might be understanding why Hewescraft doesn't exceed a 2K heater now. But we will find out one way or the other. So, that's it for this segment.
Some up close pictures.
Yeah, without voice. That should be it. Okay. This is our revision 2. We took all this heater back out and we wrapped fire sleeve on everything that we could find. Heat wrap, fire sleeve, what you want to call it. China version, of course, about all you can find or get anymore. And this is how she come out.
And that 90mm stuff was $80-some for 3 foot of it.
Yeah, it sure was. 4" /95mm tape. Here's what heater we got. I hope you can read that if you want to read that. Got a little GoPro light on here. Filming this on a GoPro. That's our exit out for our hot air intake. That's our fuel line coming out. Put them out the back corner of the boat. And got a filter on the back for a screen. We're not putting a filter or a tube like this tube. We're not going to put this on here because it gets really loud. I'll show you that once we get it running. And I think it's better off without it. We are very concerned with dog hair, though. We have a dog, and he's foosed like a daisy. Anyhow, that's our installation. That's how she's going.
Exhaust and the heater hose.
I'll show that in the back grade. So this hose runs along 95mm up to the Y from the Y on, where it all splits off. Let me get up in there. Beep.
Just gotta open that.
From where it gets going. Oh lordy. That's our Y. Where the heat splits off to go to this side and that side. That's 75mm. There's the run again from this end. We fabricated some braces to go up in there. The clearances we got. That's red fire sleeve hose. That's the heater control wire. It goes to the thermostat, tagged in with the fuel tank vent line. That makes me absolutely nuts thinking about. Okay. It's a little addition to our heater. We finally got the second heat wrap order in to wrap our big tube up. Make us feel better. Probably didn't need it, but it just looks safer. There's the final install. That's how she's come out. Hopefully that'll be a safe situation. Right here at this Y, we've got a controlled Y here where we can restrict the airflow on either one, anticipating that the driver's side's going to get colder. Do what?
You can do it like full flow or half or off.
Yeah, that's what it says. I don't know if it's going to work out that way, but anyhow, you can see where the tube runs around. See how it goes to the other side. And then that fire sleeve roll, we had extra fire sleeves, so we just left it on the ho-hos. It doesn't, obviously not necessary to have right there, but it protects it a little bit, can't hurt. And it wouldn't do anything for anything sitting in a drawer somewhere. There's the heater line, heater tube again going across. And we'll continue that. Coming up. Fastening it with zip ties up to that brace. Hewescraft is nice enough to have a nice aluminum piece that we could get into. It's that thing. I don't know if you can see that or how that's coming out. I cannot see it to show a thing. Anyhow, that comes out there. Goes in. Comes in the right side. Comes over here. And we've got a flapper vent there where we can restrict it. We can make the heat go up, or we can make the heat go down, or we can shut off the upper or shut off the lower. So we're going for bare with this thing. Wherever we want it is where we're going to have it. Same situation over here. You can see that or not. It comes off the Y, goes right over here. And of course they terminate up top at the vents. We put them, opted for the center. We can put them back in the corners. These bad boys get hot. I'm hoping like heck it doesn't cook my chart plotters. That's one of the reasons for the shut-offs that we opted for. We got always restricted. So most of the time, unless the windows are really fogged up, you're not going to be running all that worried about that front. Which is what we're putting the heater for anyway, to make sure we don't have frosted windows. That's about
Frosted
it.
toes.
We're going to fire this baby up. See what happens. This time.
Are you ready?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so turn the dial and then hit the dial and turn it up to, let's say 80.
What's the temperature in here?
72, I think. Or
It's got to be reading more than 72, I would think. Anyways, anything above 72, go about 4 degrees or whatever the temperature is.
well, let's see if we can go back. We can't go back, can we? Yeah, you can go back. 79 in here, it says.
Okay, so set it for 84.
So go to 84. 84. Enter. For 30 minutes, I guess.
That'll be fine.
You can't, or you can go less.
Let's just go to 30.
Okay. 30 minutes.
I'm not sure it gets up to its total operating temperature.
Okay, and the ring turned red.
That's a good thing. The red ring means it's in heat mode. It should be going through its process of firing up.
Yeah, go listen for the fuel pump.
I don't think the fuel pump will be running yet. It's probably on glow plug at that moment.
Yeah, I think it's after 66. Okay, it says heater now.
Yeah, it does an electronic check's my understanding. No fuel pump as yet. Then it heats up the glow plug for a minute. And then it's going to start pumping fuel at some point. So this will be our second time firing it up. There should be fuel in the lines. We had to fire it up 3 or 4 times before it would actually fire.
I hear it.
There it goes. Fuel pump's running. fuel pump insulation.
Fuel tank. See our pretty fuel tank?
It's slowing down now.
I think I hear it firing up.
Yep, got a little blower action going now. Once you close the big door there.
And the windows.
And now the back door, this big door, right here, big.
Oh, that.
Put this out of here with all of it shut. Trying to get rid of some of the image noise from the highway. There we go, now you can hear it. You can hear the exhaust outside.
Yeah, outside the window.
Good. Look at that. This is our air intake. I haven't showed it in this video. That's how the filter for the air intake comes. Fuel line goes across the top of the rail to the back. Not too bad, not too noisy. You ever had any kind of an RV? RVs are that loud.
Well, if we had this window closed, it'd be quieter. Cause you're
Yeah,
hearing
but I
that
don't want to
exhaust.
close the window.
I know, you're hearing the exhaust more than anything. It's doing warm air. Out the vents.
Let's get the thermometer and light it up.
Yeah. Let's see what it's doing.
We're also going to switch our porta potty side of the boat out. We're going to put the porta potty over on the captain's side now to offset some of the weight.
From the heater, yeah, on the fuel tank and everything.
Yeah, between the fuel tank that we added and the heater we added, I don't know, probably 25 pounds, if not more. 4 pounds, or 4 gallons of diesel, 8 pounds a gallon. We're not going to run with 4 gallons of diesel in the tank all the time. We just got that because that's all we could get. And it happened to fit just where we wanted it. What are we doing now?
It's like locked up, I think.
Good stuff. Never let a girl mess with your tools.
All I did was hit the power button.
Well, sometimes you have to wait on it. It has to calibrate itself before you start punching under buttons. Another time it's just stupid.
I think it's just being stupid.
Yeah.
Let's see here now.
Here, hold on to that thing, okay? I'll get rid of this light at this
Yeah,
point.
there's the hot part. You can see it.
It's the what part?
That's the hot part. It's glowing.
Yeah.
74 there. 73.
Exhaust pipe.
74 is
That's
not bad.
134 degrees Fahrenheit.
Okay.
The girls just don't know stuff.
I was looking at that number down there.
I'm looking at 160.
Okay. Get where it's red.
You gotta watch where the pointer's at.
That there's the hot.
That's pretty crazy. Hotter there than it is anywhere.
Yeah.
That's where it's coming out of that elbow. That elbow is, this is, we got it from,
Amazon.
no,
Oh,
planar.
planar,
At the
yeah.
planar elbow. We wanted that because it went kind of a radius as opposed to a 90 degree like the Hewescraft or whatever it's called. Eberspacher. So,
That's hot there. That's
anyhow,
awesome.
that's a real thick, that thing's very thick. And then this, of course, this exhaust piping is very thin.
See the hot spots there.
Keep this viewfinder in the camera for me. I want you to be close enough where you can read it. Okay, we'll just start scanning. It's been running about 3 or 4 minutes now. I can't see the machine.
Oh.
There you go. This is the exhaust pipe heat. 122, 113. Coming up. It's 175, 100 and, I could hold still. And we're hitting 208 degrees here, right there at the top. It's kind of being radical. Trying to not get in my view between me and it. We got 236 degrees there at this corner.
Mm-hmm.
This is through the heat wrap, by the way.
Yeah.
This will come back here. We should kind of hold that. It's pointing straight at it. Okay, so 134 at the heater. That's in heat wrap.
Mm-hmm.
So set and read that temp through the heater. Much better readings than what we got without the heat wrap, let me tell you.
Yeah, have to look at the video from last night.
Yeah, I made the video from the other night, but what happened was did not call out the temperatures.
Oh, you
See that?
didn't?
No, I did not.
I think we called some out.
Yeah, we got a lot of them. In here at its first bend, we're getting 115, 116. This is where I was, from here on, that's where it goes, parallels that fuel tank vent hose. The fuel tank vent hose has a heat rating of 160 degrees. That's not a whole lot.
We wrapped it too.
$135, 160. Yeah, we've got the heat vent hose wrapped in heat wrap. We wrapped everybody. Now that's right there is where the heat wrap ends. We only got 3 feet on it. So you're looking at
What's it say
190
beyond
degrees.
that?
190 up here so far. That's 190. You want to get a sheet of paper? I'd like to write this stuff down. Okay, let's go see what we can get here. Trading positions here. This puppy gets hot, let me tell you. Started working the camera and the imager at the same moment. So right now both these vents are wide open. We got the one going around to the front, to the driver's side. And then this one here goes to the passenger side.
Paper and pen.
Open that windshield hatch back up. Okay. Take this. Don't show me doing this.
No, it's pointing to me.
It's because you're dingy.
I was trying to push the screen to turn it on, and it was the other side.
Mm-hmm. This is where it wraps around on the driver's side. And this is where it goes to the upper vent. Hopefully you can see that. Here we go, we're going to take some readings now then. Okay, we got right here at the heater. Here. Okay, so right now we're doing right here. You see that on the chart?
Okay, right there is how much.
It's the big part of it coming out of the heater. Okay, we got 167 degrees. We'll start running down it. It's going down, that's good. Well, it was. It says 129, but remember we're looking through heat wrap, so that's not going to do much for us. Okay, and then coming off, we got 192 after the flex, 194. See, that far exceeds the temperature of the shield's fuel tank vent hose. 179, up a couple feet, like around the glove box area. Now for the exhaust pipe, right at the back corner manifold where it comes out, okay, we're showing 240 degrees. Bobbing back and forth between 240 and 270.
Yeah, you get a hot spot.
And there's 300 and something right there.
If you get the yellow spot.
240 to... Yeah, the yellow spot on the heat wrap is about 330 degrees.
240 to 330.
Yeah. And down here at the end of the elbow where it stops and the exhaust pipe itself starts, that's 320. That's through the heat wrap. Moving on down, we got 195 right at the elbow, coming right before she leaves the boat. We got 240 degrees. Over at the actual fitting that goes out of the boat that's not wrapped, 104, 105. Okay, moving along here. At the Y pipe where it splits off to go left and right. You ready? Okay. It's about 156, 192 degrees. That's at the beginning of the 75 millimeter. The Y itself is about 175, 177. The bottom heat duct coming out is at 192. That's the down portion. Okay, on the other side, on the down portion, or coming out the very corner, where it comes around the corner of the boat. You understand? The corner, that corner.
Okay.
Okay, that's 140 degrees. Coming out the downspout here, we've got 143, 144. Actual heat coming out of it's 157. Scrap that 144, make it 157. Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, we got 157 there. Over here, we got 192.
Okay. What's upstairs?
Here's like 200 if you shine it in the bright orange stuff. Okay. Pilot side, that's the side the Y's on, or passenger. Looking down that puppy, we got air coming out here at 195 degrees. Make that 202 degrees. Got it? Okay, driver's side, we got 164 degrees. 165. There's definitely a difference in the passenger versus the driver, so we'll regulate that with those duct distributor valves that we've got in.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. So,
Definite difference here.
yeah. Let me check this.
I feel better with the wrap on it.
Yeah, I just don't like it. 260. Right at 300 degrees. Right coming out the hole, coming on the hole on the exhaust pipe at the through hole.
Okay.
And that's probably about all we need to know. Start shutting that bugger down. And we were gonna put it into cool mode.
Yes.
Is what we figured.
Let's see, turn this.
You know, we don't
It
want to
says
shut.
off. It's doing its already.
So it did its 30-minute little
I
deal.
guess it did its 30-minute deal, yeah.
Okay, well it's still on red, so it's still putting heat out according to that red ring around that thermostat.
Yeah, I guess it's doing its cool down thing.
Yeah.
Because it's got the fan flashing.
Let's grab this thing here and see if I can swap cameras around. We're about to run out of batteries on this GoPro. I'll light these displays up for another minute or two. It probably will be out. See if we can read what it says there.
No, it just says 12 minutes. It's not off.
Okay, well we want to turn the thermostat down to about 60 or something. If we can.
How do we do that now? If we do...
You're not supposed to say how do we do that when you're on video.
I know. We got to
You're supposed
figure...
to know what you're doing.
Press this button.
After watching 2 hours worth of videos on how to work your thermostat.
Turn it off.
No, we're not turn it off. We need to turn it down.
Get back.
You should be able to just go out of heat mode, I would think. Go into fan mode.
Go into fan mode.
Yeah, there you go. 30 minutes, that's good, 30 minutes.
Okay.
That'll cool her down, hopefully. There you go. Light went from red to blue.
Okay, there we go.
So she's gonna shut the burner down now.
And the fan's going.
And the fan's.
And I heard it winding down.
Yeah, that's not a good thing. I was hoping the fan would keep on trucking.
The fan should be going.
Yeah, you just would think it wouldn't. The fan would just go continuous and the heat would stop, is what one would think. I didn't get a chance to show you on this.
It's still blowing air.
When you put this on here, in this big duct, it gets loud when it starts sucking air through the intake. Without it, it's very quiet.
It's still blowing air. The fan's going.
Correct. But it's not going full tilt like a fan ought to go. Like one would think it would be going. If you can do anything to speed that fan up, that would be kind of neat.
I think you can.
That'll speed up the cool down process. There's nothing to do with fan speed in there.
No, I don't see anything to do with speed.
So if you lowered the temperature down to 60, maybe that would tempt the fan to run harder.
If you go down to 50.
There you go. Not a button pulling going on over here. No idea what's going on.
No, it went, let's see.
You're
now.
back in the heat mode.
Yeah, that's where you set the temperature.
Well, you can't be in heat mode. The heater's going to fire up.
Okay, so go back to
Blow or
fan
stay
mode.
on fan.
Fan. It's blue again.
You just started the whole process over.
Well, I had it down to 50 degrees so the heat wouldn't come on.
The burner came on, so it must not have agreed with you. We don't know. We don't know how to work this thing. We've read all
Watch
the
videos.
books that there is to have. We've read manuals,
The manuals are pretty lacking though.
very lacking. The videos are very informative, but they say a lot to do about the setting the timers and all that stuff, as opposed to the heater operation. Still not clear how this thing works. I believe it goes full tilt until it reaches its temperature and then it spools down. So in the real world, if it went full tilt to 80 degrees, let's say, and then you turn or hit its high temp, one would think at that point it would quit producing heat, but if it has to cool itself off, it's going to still go in that hot air and maybe get up to 85
See
before
if
it
it's
starts
hot
going
coming
down.
out the vent still.
It will be.
It's warm.
Very warm. It's got some seriously hot pipes back there to get through cold down.
Yeah, we ought to get the thermal thing out and see how hot they are now.
Wear yourself out.
It ought to.
Turn your seats there. I want to see that display.
Okay. I might have to turn the dial to wake it up.
It's still going. You can read the display or not. I believe you can. Have a. It says heater. Was it supposed to say heater? It says heater in the top left corner.
It just shut down. I think it's done.
It's got 23 minutes to go. That's just a display dimming out, I believe.
Oh, it's something shut down back here.
Is the fan still going?
I don't think so.
Let's see. We've got so many
That's
noises in our store here that. No, the fan is definitely gone and it's starting to roar faster or something. So.
Now it's going again, I think.
Yeah, it's going a lot faster now. It's spooling up, you can hear it.
It's probably doing its cool down thing.
I don't know if you can hear that or not. This would be a good time to show you that heat duct entrance points. Yep. You got the sound going now. It's spooling up, getting louder and louder right now. But you can hear the sound of it. And when I put this on, it gets annoying. So you can have that kind of noise going on. If you can aim that around.
It's definitely going down in temperature.
It would be. It's on fan.
Yeah.
So where this vent hose on here, it's very loud. Take the vent hose off and it's a lot quieter. It's cranking out pretty good though.
Yeah.
We're going to wait till we get our seats all back in here and see what it sounds like then, and then we might put a vent hose on it.
Oh my goodness. It's 180 there now.
We're waiting on
And
steel
that's
to cool down at that point.
195 instead of 300. It's definitely cooling down.
It's the elbow joint on the bottom of the heat.
Down here,
The elbow joint, turn left.
down here.
There you go.
That's where I was.
Right,
It's,
but get at the elbow itself.
Oh, that's not as hot. It's
There
only,
you go.
yeah, 170.
And that's through the heat rack.
Right.
It's interesting, and it's really hot right where it starts the actual exhaust pipe.
The hottest point's
Mind you, this is a
185.
China exhaust pipe. We have no idea if there's a difference between the China exhaust pipe and the Russian or the German or the planar or the Eberspacher. That's pretty it. Much it. We're going to let this thing spool down. Once it shuts itself off, we're going to go home, I hope.
And we had our fire extinguisher handy just in case.
Yeah, we definitely had our fire extinguisher. It's right in there ready. I don't know what we've been able to do since starting diesel fuel. It's very nerve-wracking having this in our store. First time we fired up, we actually took it outside. I got a little more faith in it now.
Yeah. Especially since we got that fire wrap on it.
Temperatures you got now?
That is 160, 170.
This video have to end abruptly because we're going to run out of power. We're running on 16% of the battery right now.
That was at 320 earlier. It's 170 now.
Yeah.
But it's definitely cooling down.
Yeah.
162. It's cooling down pretty quick. You can see the temperature go down. Pretty cool. You want to watch it?
Here.
Let me get it.
3 o'clock.
157.
That's right out.
154. It's going down pretty quick. 153.
Okay.
52.
Think that'll wrap her up. Next thing we got to do is we figure out how to regulate our left and right side so we can get them equal. Or maybe since we're like husband and wife, we won't have them equal because she'll want to be hot or she'll want to be cold. If I want to be hot, she'll want to be cold. If I want to be cold, she'll want to be hot. So you know how that rolls. Life's good here. I think that completes our heater installation. If we didn't screw nothing up and if we don't explode, it should be done. And go back to putting our interior back together. Like I said before, we're going to reverse that. We're going to put our porta potty on the other side. We don't have the curtain rails or anything in here, so that won't be an issue. We'll just make some for the other side.
Hold the towel up.
Already heavy on the left-hand side because of the kicker motor. So that's kind of a problem, or been a problem. We've had the kicker motor and the porta potty on the same side. And when you use the porta potty, of course, the porta potty doesn't get, it gets heavier as it gets used, but it starts out pretty heavy because you've got a full tank of fresh water, halfway, of it. Probably 3 or 4 gallons of that, plus what it accumulates during your trip. So we're going to put that on the other side here now.
Over here.
And that should help balance our boat out. We're hoping. And we're also trying to figure out if that's going to cause a problem. It should be just as simple as switching that box for this box. So if we reverse that, we can't see anything different about that, but who knows. We still want to be able to use our bed. We want this thing to make into a bed, so
that box has the cutout for the porta potty, and this box doesn't, so we have to switch them.
Right. So, at any rate, that's what we're going to do, folks. This is number 3. The 3rd time we're going to light this thing up after we've got everything all back together. We've got our seats all back together.
And they're raised up.
And they're raised up. We raised up our seat back. They used to sit down here on the floor or on the seat cushion. Now that we've raised them up, we didn't do that just for the heater. We did that because now we can open our lockers and get stuff in and out. Not all the way, but we can get stuff in and out. Before we had to pull the whole seat back off, open the locker, get what we want, put the seat back on. So we think we like this better. But at any rate, we're lighting our heater up for the 3rd time. We have changed to the low heat mode. Just because we can, we're not positive when it does. Our understanding, what we think is understanding, is this thing's not going to burn as hot. It should burn 10 to 13 degrees cooler.
18 degrees cooler, it says, depending on your air routing.
Okay. So, we're kind of hoping that that's what happens.
So if we go to...
We just push the center button in and hold it. For past 2 seconds, it's supposed to go right into heat mode.
Do that for 30 minutes, yeah.
Right, that's fine.
Okay, so...
And then you're gonna...
that's at 72 degrees, though. We got to do it
Right,
prior.
we'll up our temperature. I'd like to set it for, it says 75 right now. It's the temperature in here, so let's set it for 80.
Set it for 80.
And see what happens when it gets to be 80
For
in
30
here.
minutes or infinity?
Let's just try 30 minutes, see what it does.
Okay. So
I don't want to do this all day.
Well, we got to close the windows and doors, probably.
No, we don't have to.
Okay.
This one's on medium.
It says it's 79 in here now.
So set it for 82. It says 79 on the controller?
Yeah.
It must get warmer when you got all them lights blaring and it's in. Because it did say 75.
I think it did.
And we checked the housing with a thermal.
We ought to change the
our
now it
thermal
says
camera.
77. went down.
Yeah, so it gets warmer with the internal lights, because it said 75, and we checked that with a thermal thing,
Okay, it
which
should
is
be
back here.
starting.
We used this guy to see what that thing would say,
Starting
so we
now.
know what it was. You'll hear if it's going tick, tick, tick.
Yeah, I was going to go back here and listen for it.
You gotta shut up to do that. Women never be quiet.
Yeah.
Is it doing it?
Not yet. It's got to do it 60 seconds of checkout time or something.
It's checking its electronics first, and my understanding is then it lights up the glow plug, then it lights the fuel pump.
I hear it if I put my ear to it. It's not very loud.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just barely going. Each time's going to get better because we got less and less air bubbles in that fuel line. It's lit. I can hear it.
You can hear it.
Yeah.
So it's on the low heat mode.
Yep.
Check out your thermal thing.
Sure enough. If you want to. Yep, we got hot air coming out of there. Eberspacher, however you say it.
Eberspacher.
I think you're a pretty good heater. Aside from having to install all this stuff, it's been like no problems. I mean, it's plug and play once you get it plugged. Did you hear that?
Heard something.
Kind of weird. It's like the burner's fluttering. That don't sound right. It's like intermittent going. Sounds like it's sputtering to me.
Is it because of that low heat mode?
I doubt it. Probably got some air bubbles in the line.
It's getting warmer now.
Yeah. The exhaust, I don't think it's going to be as loud as it sounds when it's in the building here, because the sound's going to bounce back. I'm going to go back out there a second.
Okay.
I'm going to check that fuel tank.
You see what level it's at?
Nah, I want to see, check for leaks. It's a new installation, so. Oh, Lord, I've got a white paper towel down underneath here to absorb anything. It'll turn red. We've got dyed diesel fuel in there, red dyed diesel fuel. So if we get any leaks whatsoever, that'll turn red. We'll just leave that in there for a few weeks. Particularly after we go boating for a time and bang the heck out of everything on the waves and whatnot.
Putting out some warm air.
I don't hear the blower at all. This is barely going, just humming along. You know, this low heat well may be too low a heat.
I don't know.
We don't know if that's what's going on or not. It's the first time we run it in low heat mode.
It's getting heat down here.
Yeah, I've got them open to where it goes both ways.
Yeah, because I was, the tread plate down there has got hot spots.
Does the upper middle one? Yeah, those are reflective. That thing is,
Oh, okay.
the emissivity on that thermal indicator is set to plastics right now.
Yeah,
You're
those are warm though.
shining on aluminum or something, it's going to get a different reading.
109 on that one.
stand up in the hole there and aim that thing straight down the pipe where it's the brightest color of heat.
107.
Okay, you see that circle?
Mm-hmm.
You have that in the middle. Oh, you do. You're looking at this circle.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
110.
Okay, you see how you're hitting that bar on the grill? There you go. Now you're in.
I can't read it though. 109, 110.
What's the other side? Make sure you're getting the same way and you're not on one of those bars.
140.
Yeah, so it's 30 degrees difference then.
Yeah.
So we're 30 degrees different.
From
less.
there to there.
And we get 30 degrees less temperature.
Can I try the bottom ones?
No, I want to see if I can't regulate this Y valve.
And change it.
Right now that's wide open to here, so if we were to half close that.
It says it's 79 in here now.
Okay, see if that one increases in temperature. I have closed it. It might take a minute to get there. I'm going to cut the passenger side down 1/2 of the flap.
Hard to get in.
You don't need to get in there. That thing sees 3 feet. You're cooking the thermal thing. You want to get that off of there, please. You're not supposed to bake the tool. Just get over it. You won't get the 100% accurate. Just shine it in the hole. Make sure you're not heating the grill and see what temperature you get.
138 to 120. It's closer. Here, you do it.
There we go. I get 120, 122, 134.
It's closer.
You think so?
Yeah, it's just 14, 12 to 14 difference instead of 20.
I got this thing all but closed. We're going to take that apart and just drill a couple holes in it. You know, close it completely and drill a couple holes until we get a happy place. Really regulate it. It's stronger on that side because it gets the heat. Calibrating.
Well, our heat's going in the shop though.
We don't care.
Well, it will never get to 80.
Oh, that's true. I got 135, 136. 145,
It's close enough.
143, 147,
Close that front door.
140, 148. So it's only about 8 degrees off now. And that's all but closed. That heater is running about half speed to what it did. I want to say this low heat mode is low heat.
No, it's all going to the shop.
You hear the heater not running very fast?
Right.
It's because it's not running very fast. It's also, that big pipe's 131 degrees. Well, with this low heat mode is a low heat mode. It'd take days.
You could do it in the high heat, and then once you get it warm in here, then turn it down or something, maybe.
After you explode.
Yeah.
See, it's only running 200 degrees here. We should take all these heat readings all over again. We've got that chart somewhere.
Somewhere.
It would be pretty neat to do. Then we'd know the difference, because I think it's a significant amount.
Significant, yeah.
And here, take that. I'm gonna go find that.
Okay.
Means that you're lazy. Make the old guy go do everything.
I was feeling the seat if it's
You
getting
can-
hot.
Huh?
I was feeling the seat if it's getting hot.
Okay.
Just
What's
drop
your
it right-
thermometer say here?
Let's see.
On the dash.
On the dash.
You should just be able to light touch
It says
everything.
81 now.
What's it set for?
80.
So it ought to be cutting off.
It ought to be.
Here's your chart. Okay, you got another pin.
Yeah.
Okay. Take that real quick. We need to really haul butt on this. Let me take that back off.
It's doing cool down probably.
That's what I'm thinking. We're probably too late with this. Right now it's the beginning. You see where that is? I can get us a big picture. The heater knows. The nose of the heater is at 180. You better go fast.
180.
That's the heater
You want
nose.
me to ride it now?
The heater nose is here.
180.
That's the actual case of the heater. The hose in front of it. I'm gonna change views here. I got a smaller screen on here. I like to have that full screen. Just as big as we get. Okay, right here, like 4 inches off the front of the heater. It's 155. The rise right here, just before the heater exhaust. You know, the exhaust muffler pipe. Showing 150. The exhaust pipe itself.
129 there before.
Well, I don't know.
Hmm.
It depends on where your vision of there is. Where is there to you? Because that's at the first bend. That would be right here. That would be, yeah, like right there. Right before the exhaust.
Right before the exhaust. Yeah.
This thing's cooling down while we're having all these. I got 149 right now.
No, we had 150. Close enough.
Okay. The exhaust pipe itself, at that, you know how that thing comes out? We're going to say it's, that's the end of that elbow, we're going to say. Anyways, it is at 283, 290, wow,
290.
294. Elbow's hot.
Well, it was about 320.
Okay, at the brace, where the brace, the stand-up brace is. Okay. Right where that brace is, it's at 230. Now your first bend where you were talking about. Okay, and that is at 155 now. Got it? The exhaust pipe elbow. You see where I'm at? I'm on the actual exhaust pipe for this thing. I'm right here. That is at 233. I don't think none of this counts because I'm pretty sure that heater's turned down because it's reached its potential. I think it's just running on low to run.
What's it say now?
Main trunk's at 177. Get back here so I can see where you're riding.
Right here would be 177.
Let me see something here. Oh, the heat shrink ends right here. The sleeve ends. Okay, so when I give you that motor, whatever I said, that's it.
177.
And how do you know this number's today and versus
There's a
this
line going to it.
It's all the ones with lines? Okay. I think this thing's done reached the temperature, so. What do you want next? Well, everywhere you have a reading on that one, we want to make a new reading, right?
Up and down.
Have we finished this pipe? So I just gave you that reading, right? So now we need to duplicate this reading, right? And then that reading, and then that reading, and that reading. So right there, I'm showing 161. That's at the beginning. You see where I am, so you know I'm right here on the pipe. Okay, now I'm up here at the, you know, where it converts that adapter. Is that in your chart?
Yeah, it's right.
Where we downsize to 75 millimeter from 90? Okay, that's at 175, 173, 171, 179. Calibrating. Okay, the Y plastic Y connector's at 180, so it's all.
In the corner.
No, the Y where it splits. There's a Y. This is the Y. And say all those temperatures you got right there are it, those 3 in a row. Anyway, that Y thing is 168. Yeah. Temperature coming out of the lower passenger side is 180, 179. Bounces. It's 179 consistent. Okay, the lower driver's side. I can't really get there with this cushion in the way. Stuff moving. Bet I hit the engine.
You did.
156. I don't write that down yet. Well, 155 on the lower.
And where the hose comes around down there, you can do.
Okay, we're going to do this top one right now.
Okay.
Okay, 170 passenger side top.
Okay.
153, 154
Okay.
driver's side top. Well, it's still a big difference in temp, right?
Yeah.
Definitely hit that motor tilt. What do you want now? I didn't do the what?
Down there, where it takes the bend underneath on the
You
nervous.
want that? I don't think we need it. Yeah. That is at 128. See, these readings are not fair though. That's not with the heater.
It's not running.
Not really. It's on, but it's barely on. So this thing throttles down to all but off. So if we were to leave that there all day, I think it would maybe make it soot up.
You can probably maintain.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying is if we just shut the system off right now, it would probably cause a lot of soot. So for those of us that don't want to just leave that sit there all hot like that, we would come over here and we would rotate that to fan, and we would push that button for 30 minutes.
And let it cool down some more. It's blowing hot air out.
What temperature is it going? 150 degrees.
Yeah, it's still hot. I think it's a good idea to run that fan.
I do too. I just like the idea of cooling it down. I think that should always be done.
I do too.
But I'm confused about the shutting it off stage. When you turn the machine off, if it will go through its cool down before that allows you to turn it off or not. What I read in the manual was they don't want power cut to the system, because if you just killed the power to the system, it would not have the opportunity to go through its cool down phase. That's what I got out of that. So every time we operate this thing, it's supposed to be doing that. And whatever it does is adequate. But parking that thing at 150 degrees just don't seem right.
Don't seem right, does it?
Yeah. One of the causes it said in the manual was that if you just abruptly shut it off and it didn't have time to go through the cool down phase, that it would actually start melting the case of the heater, particularly back at the inlet end by the fan motor, and it would warp the housing, and then your fan would start ticking the cabinets, and also could melt your fan. It's good to watch the videos on this stuff and do your own analogy. But
Back of this seat's warm.
is it? Like,
Yeah.
how warm?
I don't know.
What if you had an imager in your hand? How warm would it be? Let me feel it. You gotta wait a minute for that thing to come on anyway. Not bad. It's gonna get warm.
Yeah.
And put that cover thing we're making over it, it's gonna get warmer. Because right now all this air is free willy.
Check it and see. Warmest about in here.
102, 107, 101, 100, 90. Yeah, it's gonna be warmest right there where that big glowing spot's
Yeah,
at
that's
right
what I
here.
was saying, right about there.
That's not bad though.
Well, you're out in on the seat more.
If the Queen was doing this, where would it be? Well, it makes sense. It's going to be hotter right there. But I mean, just picture a 100-degree day outside.
Yeah,
Everything in here is 100 degrees, right?
yeah.
Nothing melted, right? And trust me, we get some 100-degree days.
Yeah.
97 in the summer, like in August, is not uncommon, and that's the air temp, and wherever they take it meteorologically. Out there in the sun, it gets a whole lot hotter.
Yeah.
We do windshields for a living, and windshield cameras on this new cars. They have that camera in the windshield. The cameras, when you shut the car off and it sits there about 5 minutes, it'll be 121, 122 degrees up there at the top of your windshield. And that's on a white car. A darker colored car will even be hotter. So 121 to 140 degrees is not uncommon.
We go to repair one, you check it. Some of them are 150, aren't
No, I never got that reading on one that I know of.
they? They get hot.
Just up at the cameras. The average glass comes in here is usually around 90, 95.
Okay, well this is cooling down and
Is it?
it's cooler.
And what's the temperature now? I'll just shut this off. Learn to put this against something and stabilize it better. 107. It's from down from 150. What's that say?
105.
105.
So they're close to the same.
Closer to it too. That's 100. It's hard to shine between that grill. 102.
It's cooling down though.
Yeah. 117.
I'm gonna leave you to it. You can play.
Okay.
I'll go back to work. Oh, need my drink.
Ain't real sure if we need to be using that low mode or not. Somehow or
Low
another
heat
it went.
mode?
Yeah, it went really low that first time around, and then next time we turned the thermostat up, it started
Because we
cranking.
were only taking it up a few degrees. When we went up to 89, that's when it went up high.
Yeah, but we went from 89 from 84 or 5, so we only went up 4 degrees.
I don't know. We'll have to try that again.
Yeah, I just don't want to be trying it when we're out on the lake trying to be somebody. I want to get all the bugs out of this thing.
You hear that fan back here? It's It's louder out here than it is in there.
Yeah. I don't remember that noise.
Get our shield tomorrow.
Our metal?
Yeah.
Okay.
For our shield.
Yeah, we're gonna be getting, we're gonna shield that off so that nobody can push a jacket back in there or get their little paws in there. I have grandchildren, so we have to be careful. These grandkids don't intentionally do something wrong, but this seat's been a problem child since we remounted it. It's like all of a sudden it don't go down in there all the way. And you can never figure out why. I'd say it's down there. So, hey, man. Anyway, we're going to put a metal shield across that. We ordered this decorative sheet metal. It's like 22 thousandths thick. We'll put a couple of little aluminum braces behind it to stiffen it. And then we'll be able to actually sleep here if we make a bed out of this. Because we're either going to have our pillows at that end or our feet at that end, and the blankets and stuff could get pushed into that. So we want to protect that so we don't have to worry. We're also going to put a shield in the front of it so the cargo things we just got stored on the shelf can't drift back into it. Unfortunately, we're going to lose all our storage area from that hole behind that whole seat. That kind of barks. But you want to be warm, you got to make sacrifices. It's pretty neat. Pretty happy with this whole thing. Except for that getting hot and having that fuel tube. If I didn't have that fuel tank heater tube up there, not fuel tank heater, but the fuel tank vent hose running the rail there with the heater ducts, I'd be one happy camper. I can't really figure out anything to do. If I can move that to the other side of the boat, but it goes to the gas cap back there, so I'd have to be taking it all the way around through the bilge to that corner, which would add about 8 or 10 feet to it probably. And it'd be running through with all my electronics, so if I ever had a main power harness wire cut down or burned down over there short, it could light it. You just got to pick what side of the evil that you want, because there's going to be some. We even thought about taking that hose loose and running it inside the cabin here and strapping it to the bottom of that shelf. That'd be a lot better place for it. It'd still get heat there though. You could run it through the floor. Maybe. Don't know what's in this floor. I've never seen the boat with the panels off of it. Anyhow, turn this off now. See you, bye. Okay, we've done another thing. Going to show our heater installation again, but we put a cover over it. This thing gets pretty hot, so that's the forward part of the cover. Keeps stuff from sliding back and getting stuck into it. And you can kind of see that. Just a little grill we made up. And then we're going to put the other cover on, and that's pretty cool. We got.
We're afraid if we do camp out overnight that if we make the bed out, our blankets would get into the heater.
Yeah, we're going to show that here in a second. We'll get all that stuff on here. See if I'm center mass in this thing. Put me center mass.
You gotta hold still. Yeah.
Alright, so everything's in the middle, right? Okay, the 3 black things on the bottom. We got 1, 2, 3. Those hold our outer cover, and we made a panel with it. We spent a fortune on this thing. It's stupid. There's our finished product before we put our seat back in. Light that back corner up a little bit. Let's see your light. Shadows everywhere. Anyhow, that's the grill we put over top of it. It goes there and it continues around the side. Anyway, nobody can get anything forced back there. We built those pretty sturdy too for the people who like to push.
We got grandkids too.
We have grandkids.
Yes.
And they're creative. And now we're going to put the seat back in and we'll come back on and show you what it looks like there. Actually, what we did here, we just put the taps in. Go ahead and take that loose now.
Okay, let me set that flat down.
Take this back out again.
Show you how it works.
So we want to be able to get access to it without having to pull our interior seats out. So everything is happy.
Okay, so we just pull that
Just pull that out. It sits pinned on that 1, 2, 3 rubber grommets with a slot in it. Kind of got crazy on that slot, made it too big. That's about my only flaw.
It don't hurt though.
No, this piece here interlocks into this piece here when it comes up. Sorry, I don't have a light on here so you can see that. But it's pretty simple. It's pretty plug and play.
Yeah, this one didn't go good. I gotta fix this.
You got something wrong.
Yeah, I gotta fix this.
Hmm.
That one went inside.
Trying to put it in there in the dark, she can't see. And she's a girl.
Yeah. Okay, so now.
If I wasn't here, the girl would have it all done already.
Okay, I'm in place.
Anyway, that's not near as complicated as we just made it look.
And then you gotta turn all these screws in.
Anyway, that's it. You just get those started. We tapped those right into the aluminum with the threads. And that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Little buttons we bought down at Lowe's. Any hardware store, you can probably get all that stuff.
And then that makes it all.
All bigger. Okay, so we're gonna get the couch in and we'll show you what it looks like with the couch in. We're recording now, right?
Sure.
Okay, you go on up in there. Oh man, we forgot to get the logs out.
The what?
These things. Okay, our seat pushes in on that cover.
Oh, these?
It's pretty tight. Yeah, we gotta get these out.
Okay, there's that.
Hold on, wait a minute before you rub the other one.
Okay.
I gotta get my ducks in a row here.
Okay, there's that.
Sorry for the lack of lighting. You got it? Okay, you just put that one in that hole there and sit it on that hole there.
Okay.
Okay, so then we close our lid. Where's our light at? Let me get our light. And this is what our dilemma was. We're sleeping back here and we've got bedding, sleeping bags or whatever. Somebody's gonna get in that heater. And we didn't really want that going on. And I'll show you another thing that we've done after we get these. Let's try that bed in there.
Okay.
We just got all this back together literally moments ago. And the
other
others.
one's up here.
Okay. Use that way. Should be it. That Hughes backwards, rotate it. Don't know that it makes a difference, I just know what worked before. So we put that in there, we lift up the middle. We don't put our fingers in it, and we let her down, and there it is.
Now you have a bed.
And then I try to find my light, and I can't find my light. Here's my light. Okay, so now we got us a bed. We got our junk over there. And anyhow, with the bedding in there, that would be a bad deal. No feet get stuck in there, your head could get stuck, your pillows get stuck, sleeping bag gets stuck. All your little munchies. In case you got a wife that likes to eat in bed, like some of us do. Yeah, and that's pretty much it.
So now you want to put the seat back on there?
Yeah, we'll put those seats back on there really quick. And the reason we're going to do that for you.
So you can see that.
Right, let's see. We raise these up. A lot of people raise them up. And we like that idea because we can now reach back in the back and we can get our stuff. Okay, now we gotta put these back on, and they're gonna be fun. And people, you will have to wait on us for that. Can you put this on your head so we can have a light while we're working?
Okay. Okay, that one says top and this one says bottom.
Yep. You got the lid?
Yeah, I got the lid.
Okay. Let's put this bottom one on first.
Okay.
In case you've never built your bed in your Hewescraft before, some people didn't know what these things were for.
Okay, got that one.
And I would highly suggest you run around like this, because they're not fun to get in. I've drilled these out a couple times. And it could be I just had the thing. I think yours, you got yours in?
Mm-hmm.
Did you put it in right, the brackets out?
Mm-hmm.
You got one bracket behind it, one bracket in it. Light me up over here. So I'm not having a lot of fun with that. There we go, it just went. So that guy's done. Now we put the top guy back in. Got it? See, the first one to get their pin in, they have to fight as bad.
Ha! I got mine right in.
Yeah,
we did it at the same time, I think.
Yeah, we got lucky.
Yeah.
Okay,
now,
we'll put all our gear
the
back
bed's
in.
put away.
At any rate, sit down here and light that up over there. So see, we got, nobody's stuff can get in back there in that heater. And we're going to get some extra heat. Here's where the heat's going to radiate off of that, and we're going to have a rear heating for the rear seating area. And we're turning around here, light that up over there.
And we can get to our magnet kit or whatever's back there.
Yeah, whatever we've got going on in there. The porta potties. Now we moved our porta potty on that side because to offset the weight of the heater and our new grill, and hopefully that's going to work out better. And it may even help a trailer when we load the boat better, because the boat comes in crooked on the trailer, and it's a show. So we'll have to try that out. We also have to lift up on our left side of our boat when we're trying to get on plane. So this might kind of right some of the roads.
Even it out, yeah.
So anyway, there's your seat backs are raised up higher. The only problem with these higher seat backs is right here. Hopefully you can see that. They will touch. I don't really care for that. We can put more shimming material back here. This side barely touches, but we can put more shimming, another, say a piece of stock back here. Maybe even have something machined a little bit more so they're more of a pitch. Or we might be able to just take less of a pitch right here. That might work too. Because they've got those tilted out a little bit. It's the most uncomfortable seats I think I've ever sat in. It's like a courthouse bench. Like a pew. Just straight up and down. At any rate, that's it. Just wanted you to see that. We're going to night-night. See you, bye. It's okay. This morning we're out here trying out our new heater on our boat. The boat's a balmy 37 degrees. We just turned the heat on. The thermostat on the dash said 52. Now it says 57. It's been running about a minute. It fired right up without hesitation.
Our duct is 150 degrees.
So we definitely got the heaters of heat.
Definitely heat.
It's a little different because now we've got engines running.
And we're on the water.
And we're definitely on the water. You want to drive the boat for me, please?
You want this thermal thing?
No.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Move out what?
Stuff on the bottom.
Okay, let's not talk about that. Whoa.
What?
Look at that.
That's
And
what
we're
I
not
said.
recording.
Yeah.
Holy mucky. Yeah, we've been over that before, but never this close to it. The water is really down. You want to make keep us out in the middle. You see that black can out there?
Yeah.
You want that, you need to be inside that can.
Right.
So
Yeah, the water's down.
we are well outside that can right now, so move toward the middle of the river. I don't see a red one.
I don't either.
Just make sure you're inside it.
Yep.
And look for the next one. When you see that one, you should be able to get eyesight on another one, and make sure you stay inside. Not so much that you hog the whole river. Okay, we're on the river in our boat, trying out our new heater today. It's 37 degrees. The hull was. The indicator over here and the thermostat on the dash said it was like 57 when we fired it up.
52, I believe it was.
I don't know why. I guess it's because the lights in the indicator actually turn the heat up on it. Steer the boat for a minute. Make sure you keep us in the middle. Okay, outside here. This thing's set to plastics and whatnot, so 52, 51. Order says 46. It's colder inside the boat than it is outside the boat this morning. It's kind of weird. $44, $45.
Right across from that hit object, we ought to be able to see what we hit.
Yeah, I'd say you're right. 63, 60. Wow, these things were like 37 before.
It's getting warm in here too.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, my hands aren't cold now. A little
Okay, I'm
bit.
going to turn off this indicator for now.
It's getting warm in here.
Put this over there. Okay, this is not the middle of the river. Just watch that thing and make sure we're like 10 or 15 feet above. Good. You're heading for the marina docks. You should be pointing that way now. There's trees and everything else floating over there, Donna. Where is the hit object at? It's outside that
Back
culvert.
there now.
Is it back there?
Yeah.
The kicker's still not warmed up yet, so I tried to put it in gear. We got to do something with this guy. He's camped out at the back door. Come here. Go right there. Where are you going? Okay, I think we're running. Where are we going?
Got it going.
Yeah. Gauges. Lost&FoundSAR. Where's my instruments? Combo sonar chart, smart mode vessel. Get that recorder going, Donna.
Okay.
Man, we ought to really be able to get that thing down.
Okay, this one's going.
Got an ashtray somewhere?
Yeah. Do we want to get your phone going?
Want that to record sonar.
It's recording.
Yeah, get my phone. Watch where I'm going, because I can't when I'm doing your thing. Okay, tethered that cable, so that's all you're going to get.
Okay.
Look at this stuff on the shore, dude.
Wow.
Where'd you set the temperature at the heater?
75.
Okay.
Couple in here too. Turn your thing on. USB port.
There you go.
Settings.
Look at the water level. It is
Wow.
down, dude.
The trees and everything.
I have never seen this before. Nav chart heaven. Come on, nav chart.
This is crazy. It's just down as low as high as much as it was high during the flood. It was high several feet, now it's low several feet.
Okay. I'm not sure what time we actually fired this up. Did you happen to know when we turned on the heater?
It's 10:56 now. It's probably about 10:45 maybe.
So 6 minutes? Got this warm in here? I don't think so.
Yeah, 9 minutes.
We've been more than 6 or 9 minutes. I have no idea what time it was. We should have noted that. Anyway, that heater's in like idle mode, dude.
And it's warm in here.
And it's very warm in here. Of course, we got sunshine.
For a cold day.
Yeah.
I think this thing's gonna work out.
Here.
Sit down.
Our windows are dirty. There's a pole right over there sticking up.
Where's your navigation? You can't see it.
That's not it. There's a culvert where
Go
that
to your navigation.
hit thing is.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go. There's your navigation.
Okay. Got it recorded.
Got that dual screen on there. Not happy with that.
Yeah, I don't even need this big coat now.
No, I don't need no coat now. Keep your eye on the out for boats and whatnot. I'm having trouble getting on my plane here. There we go. Too many combos.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it's still up ahead.
Is that the deal?
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it's up ahead and around the bend.
Yeah.
So got the big motor going. Turn that off. Okay, running in the kicker.
It's not bad. It's pretty nice.
This is very nice.
Let's see, turn on the thermal thing and see what it says now. Yeah, this is that seat is
Well, that dual nav view might not be a bad thing.
this is nice.
I can keep that one zoomed out and this one zoomed in.
We went from 38 to 64 in here in no time.
We did. Probably about 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't believe it was no more than 15 minutes.
Let's see, hit object is
Up around the bend yet.
okay.
Look at, there's two poles sticking up. I've never seen those poles before.
No.
Look at the crap on the seashore, man. It's littered with trees.
That could be from Helene.
It could be. There's some massive concrete structure over there we never saw before.
Yeah. Wow.
Okay, today we're doing our review, our final reviews, hopefully, on our
Eberspacher heater.
yeah, we got the D4 heater, M3 version on the software. I guess it's the whole machine's an M3 version. At any rate, we got it all installed, and everything's been pretty good except when we use it. We have a problem after it cycles a couple of times. It goes into an H1 mode, which means
H1 air ducting or outlet error.
yeah, we're not sure. It's overheating somehow, and then it shuts down, goes to an error code.
And you can clear the error code and start back up again. It works
Yeah,
until it does another error code.
and the error code we're getting since it got gone.
No, it's on here. P000115.
And so it's a 115. I think they're all 000s. But at any rate, we can't seem to whip it. So we went back to Heatso.
Send them an email.
Sent them an email, which we found out in their support that their 24/7 support's not so much 24/7.
It's not 24/7 at all.
Yeah, in the first place, they have, we thought, you know, this meant 7 days a week, 24/7. That's what it means in my world. But it means that they have 24 hours to respond to our email, and they
Are
not that way. Our first email took 3 days and 20 hours, almost 4 days, to actually get a response from them.
because they do not work on the weekends, so you don't count Saturday and Sunday.
Yeah, and that actually took two emails, because we sent one email to them on the, what was it, the 15th?
We sent the first one November 14th at 2:21 p.m. And the next day, 3:31 p.m., I emailed them asking where the 24/7 support is.
So
Then we got the response
on the 18th.
almost 4 days later.
And it says apologies. You know, it says currently we have increased workloads at this time of year and tend to get very busy. We're not available during the weekend. So that's the first time we found out their 24/7 wasn't so 24/7. So anyway, going back to the issue at hand, which is what he wrote in his response, this is what you're receiving is an error code message indicating the actual fault codes are available. The codes start with P da 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 and can be located in the workshop menu. Please note, make sure, I'm just giving you the shorthand version of what he wrote here,
But to go delete them and try it again and see what happens.
which we've already done about 52 times, so we could have saved all that, because he doesn't know that, you know, in his defense. Real nice people, by the way, real nice. Getting back to the next email, we said we cleared the errors, ran it again. The error, we actually did go out and do it again, just for giggles. And we got the same 115 error code. This is on infinity settings, not running it for like 30 minutes or 15 minutes or whatever on a timer. Also, what it does is it runs 2 or 3 cycles real well. And then on that third cycle or so, it'll just, when it calls for heat again, it doesn't come on, it gives that error code.
It's like it's overheating, I guess. It's not cooling down properly or something.
Yeah, and I don't really understand how the heater works, because it seems once it comes up to temperature that it goes into a really low mode, but I can't 100% say it does, because you've got the heat rising up out of the ducts anyhow. I did not go back and feel that the blower was going, but by the sounds of the exhaust coming out the side, it was kicking butt. So anyway, we get this H1 error code. We made a trip on the water finally with the thing, and it worked just spectacularly up until the day got warmer and it started going into it reached the temperature, so you know it's waiting for it to get cold again. All of a sudden that H1 code will pop up again. So it's kind of a random thing, but it's an always thing. It always happens by the third cycle. Maybe the software's got something like a 3 times in your out ruling. I don't know what it is, but.
Or it just gets so hot it can't cool down. I don't know.
Yeah, we're not positive of what's happening on that, and the email bantering back and forth is not really getting us anywhere.
He asked us to send pictures of our ducting and exhaust, and we sent
He said
plenty
that,
of pictures of that, and he said they look great.
Yeah, everything looks good in that, and then he came back with a response.
That's the next page.
Which is on the next day. Not days, 18 hours later. You know, these guys are in California, we're in Knoxville, Tennessee, so we're kind of like on Eastern time, and they're on Western time. You folks in Alaska and stuff on the East Coast or the West Coast aren't going to have this problem. If you all be, I think you're on the same time span. So anyway, he sent us back a chart, which we already saw this in the manual, but it says to check the air throughput. Check overheating sensor, check cables for continuity, short circuit or damage. For continuity, we'd have to unplug everything and check every wire, make sure it's reading right. It says unplug the connector XB2, measure the resistance between cable BN chamber 3 and cable WH chamber 6.
But before he said all that, he asked, can you clarify when this heater was installed, how long it was used for?
Yeah.
And I responded, we just got it.
Yeah, which they should know that. I mean,
yeah, that's why I told him. I said, we just got the invoice number, should have all the info on the unit and the date. We haven't even used it.
Yeah.
Hardly.
Yeah, we don't really understand what that question was for. Other than the fact that they evidently don't have a system that can tell by the serial number when it was purchased
or the invoice number. I had the invoice number in there.
Yeah, we gave that all to him. But at any rate, he asked that question, sent us back this troubleshooting diagram, which was in the manual. And I'm going to have to take a class and learn how to do continuity checks and blah, blah, blah.
It's a brand new heater. We shouldn't have to do any of that.
Yeah, we shouldn't, but you know, I get it. Things can go wrong. But anyways, he says, I can send you a troubleshooting guide, but I'm not sure what the full model of your heater is. Well,
back to that invoice thing again.
Yeah, that's kind of silly. So anyway, we responded, we just got it, invoice number should have all the info and unit on the date. We haven't even used it yet, it's just now starting to get it cold here, which we had a heat wave here in Knoxville, Tennessee. I mean, it was like 70s during the day and 60s at night. So to test this thing, we had to crank it up to like 85 and 100 degrees just to get it to fire. And it did well. We got concerned about it getting very hot. I did, because of we have a fuel line tank, a gasoline tank fuel line vent hose that parallels these heat ducts in our installation. And that kind of terrified me. So we tried low heat mode, and it does put out less heat. It actually functioned. But since we've taken it back out of low heat mode, it doesn't seem like it kicks out as hard as it did when we first.
Resetting it to defaults too.
Yes, when we first installed the system, it just doesn't seem like it's at 100% like it was when we first installed it. We've tried resetting it to defaults, like Donna said, and that doesn't seem to make a difference, but it still is adequate for our task here. Anyhow, we left that was we're just going to get on the lake and try it. So we did go on the lake and try it. Didn't get very far. Got the same situation.
Well, it
warmed our boat in about 15 minutes, by the way. It was pretty cool.
Same day, I also sent another email asking what the temperature offset setting is for. I've looked in manuals and on YouTube and can't find. I know what it's for, but it doesn't tell how to operate it. What do you do? -5 or +5? It doesn't indicate how to use it.
We think that if the heater, the thermostat on the dash is saying like it's 86 in here and the temperature of the room is 80, then I guess that would be a 6-degree offset negatively, or maybe it goes the other way around. We just don't know what it is to be playing with it, period. But the answer that he gave us back was pretty
textbook.
Yeah, it was pretty textbook.
It said, the temperature offset is a setting as to how far the temperature can be off from what it is currently set up. Duh.
Yeah, we kind of figured that, but we still don't get it. So we're just
We'll just
We're in
have to
Tennessee,
play.
man.
We
If
just
it
got to
don't-
play with it and see what happens, I guess.
Yeah, generally in Tennessee here, we kind of understand things that run off of diesel, but not in this case. But if anybody can chime in and tell us what and how to set the temperature offsets, we would really appreciate that.
Is it negative, positive? How does it work?
So anyhow, that's pretty much where we're at. We got that far.
He did say to, after that, to set the temperature sensor at the control unit, try it there, then set the sensor at the heating unit and try it there.
Which we've tried it
We've
in
tried
both
it,
places. We did that
all
before
of
we
that.
contacted anybody, but we did do that again, you know, just in case we were.
And he said to do a factory reset, and we did that.
We have done all we can do short of getting out our continuity testers and whatnot, and we're not really qualified for all that. I guess we're gonna have to get qualified for all that. We don't have a dealer here local to us that we can take it to have them check it. It may be a software situation, which the software situation, that's a dealer thing where you take it to them, they've got it in a laptop, they can plug into it with a serial port somehow or another, and they can probably do a software updates to it. I thought when it said it was software updatable that it meant that we would be able to do that in the field, but we could if we had all the peripherals to do that with, which we'd have to obtain that through Eberspacher or Hewescraft or
So
somebody.
seems to be the only dealer for him.
So anyway, this heater kicks butt, man. I mean, it's pretty cool until it isn't, you know. So we will keep messing with this when we get time, and we're busy people, so I don't know when that's going to be. And the way this is probably going to come out is we're going to monkey around with it until our warranty is no good anymore. We're going to be stuck with what we got. So we're
We'll
kind
see
of
what happens.
expecting that, and we will see what happens. So in the meantime, you know what we know, and that's it. We can finally. I've built a video on our installation. It's long and drawn and boring, and some people will like it. Some people are going to say you spent too much time here or there or the next place, but this was our final thing. And like I said, through the holidays, this is a couple days after Christmas here, so we're trying to get this done. And I'm going to throw this into my already 2.5 hour video, which was 4 hour video, but I've cut it down everywhere I know to cut it down. So if I just take all the personalities out of it and all the time out of it, you're not going to get the questions that come through slow. And remember that we're not heater experts. We're just two people that bought a heater and stuck it in our boat.
Because we don't want to be cold.
Yeah, we don't want to be cold. So we need this thing to work though, and it works great as long as it doesn't have to cycle. If you don't let it cool down, it runs forever.
Yeah, and 4K is definitely the way to go.
Yeah, the 4K heater, I mean,
I couldn't imagine a 2K.
yeah, 2K would not be a good thing at
Sufficient.
all, sufficient at all, because it's just really, it wouldn't work out well at all, I don't believe. It puts out a whole lot of heat real fast, but by the time it comes out of the ducts and it takes its time to warm your room, if you didn't open and close any of the doors, it would probably be really good. The 4K is a minimal.
But we're not in an insulated boat or nothing. We're
Right, but the advantage we do have is the day we took it out on the lake, it was 37 degrees outside, but the water temperature was, I got it in the video what the water temperature was, but I was catching 40-some degrees temperatures on the boat. The cushions in it that were outside, I did the outboard motors, the temperature of those, and they were like in the upper 40s. So, the air temperature was 37, but I think the water from the lake
water
actually,
is at least 60 or so, probably.
Yeah, we said what it is, but I think that it has quite a difference on it. And the sun was shining too.
Yeah,
That makes quite a bit difference.
big difference.
But anyway, that took about 15 minutes to warm the cabin up, and we had a happy day. It worked for probably an hour or so before it finally went into its heat
Yeah, I think
shutdown
it just
thing.
got so hot.
Yeah.
I mean, the day warmed up.
Yeah. So when it goes, it kind of like it finishes the cycle, and then it just kind of, before the next cycle can begin, it just kind of goes into that mode. But it will stay running. I mean, it'll run for 5 hours straight if you'll crank the heat up, warp heat. And it doesn't have an overheating issue at that time. It seems to have it after it shuts down and after it reaches temperature
And it's
shuts
supposed to be
down.
cooling down.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it. We're going to post our hours-long video, and you got what you got. So I hope this works out well for you. As if you got folks are having any kind of the same issues, maybe had the issue that we've had and you found the cure for that, we would really like to hear about it. So please comment and tell us about it. And I'm sure other subscribers would appreciate that too. So thank you.
Thank you.
You're supposed to say bye-bye.
Oh, bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Here's a little addendum for our video on our heater. We bought this Easy Start Pro thermostat, and it works well. It just sucks because you can't see it. In the daylight conditions, it goes out real easily. Or not goes out, but you just can't see it. If we had it to do all over again, we would have not put it here. Because as the pilot of the boat, you can't set it while you're moving. You can't really fool with it unless you bring the boat to a complete stop in a nice safe area. And you know, we pretty much work in current all the time, so that's kind of hard to do. But if you have a problem with it, like if the thing wrenches or airs out on you, you have to restart it or reset it or change the temperature setting, you're not happy with it, it's kind of difficult to do. And if it was located like over there, it would be cool. But the passenger could do it then. But at any rate, you can't put it in that wall because you got your heat tube over there. That would just cook it. There's not really anywhere on the dash you could put it. You don't really want it in the hallway because somebody's going to whack it. So the only option for us, or probably anybody, is either put it over here on the side.
The passenger still couldn't access it over here either, though.
That's absolutely true. So we ended up putting ours in our dash, and we have a hole in our dash now. We also wouldn't want to put it up in the ceiling because it gets, you know, too hot first. But at any rate, we mounted this thing in our dashboard, and we're not really happy with it, and with the fact that we just can't adjust it or service it very well. So Donna's going to show you on this display.
We've tried all the different display settings too, and none of them work in the direct sunlight.
Right, the backlight is lit up as bright as it goes, and the
contrast,
contrast,
brightness,
yeah, we've done
all that.
There's one for the screen brightness. There's one to make those little lines and everything more clear, and it's clear if you're in the dark. It's great, but you still got to squint at it. But anyway, that's pretty much it. If we could have bought a thermostat was a little user friendly, maybe it wouldn't have shown us the air codes and stuff. We would have probably been a happier camper.
Yeah, like you got to know not to press the button or it'll turn it off.
Yeah,
so
we went through a big learning curve learning how to use it.
You got to go into heat and then press the button, and then don't go to off. Go to the wrench there if you want to change the temperature, and that's where you can change the temperature now.
That was a gear, not a wrench.
Or gear, yeah, gear, yeah. Mm-hmm. And that's where you can change the temperature. What do we want it to be, 82?
Yeah, let's change it to 82.
It's 82. And then that's the infinite setting. And so now we have 82 and infinite.
So that's what you got to do to set the temperature in the thing. So if you get too hot and you want to dial it down while you're boating, like in route, you're really not going to be able to do that too well unless you bring the boat to a stop. Because in broad daylight in this greenhouse cabin that we're in, you just can't see the thing.
Even knowing how to do it, I mean, while you're driving and watching for logs and bouncing up and down, whatever, you can't be punching buttons.
Yeah, you really can't. So it kind of makes it unusable. We were hoping for more of a set it and forget it kind of thing, but it doesn't seem to work that way.
You got your
we wanted to bring that up to your attention. To get it to cool to go into the fan mode, Donald's going to do that now for you. It's already been heating.
So that's the cool, the fan. So you press that, and then you can do 30 minutes to infinity. I don't know.
Set it for 10 minutes.
Do 10 minutes?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because we're going to shut it down now. So you get the blue light indicator.
And that'll cool the heater down.
Yeah. Anyway, we want to put this in as a addendum. We've been trying to get around to this and remember all the things that we forgot to put in the video, and this is the main one. This thermostat, if you can go with a lesser, more easy, simple thermostat, I would really strongly advise it.
But the easier one has less options, and
right, you can't get in and view your faults is what we're told.
It doesn't do the automatic altitude adjustment.
Yeah, we're not sure on all that. You know, we signed up for this because of everything it did, but we never dreamed it would be not be able to see it in daylight conditions, and we
It'd be
also
so
never
complex.
thought it would be so complex.
Yes.
We're used to the one on the wall at the house where you dial it up to the temperature you want and call it a day. So that'll do it. Thank you very much. it.